I don't think I'm a hot take, big if true. I don't think I'm an adult. When I turn 20, yes, because teen is literally out of my name.
There's so much hate in this world. We have to rise above.
Okay, you guys already know the drill. I might change this intro, but welcome back to A Better Endeavor, where I never settle for better ways to have clever days. Period. Today we're going to be talking about my absence. I know. It's been a while. As you guys can see, my podcast style has changed, kind of. My 8 viewers, by the way. It's kind of like in your dreams. So my Boys and Girls Club shut down. I should have started with that. It shut down in May, so we didn't have summer like we usually do. I didn't have my last summer at Boys and Girls Club. There's a Boys and Girls Club about 30 minutes away from me, I think. And that's where a bunch of people transferred to, but I couldn't do that. And that was my job, so I've been looking for a job ever since. I was the Youth of the Year there, so the Youth of the Year is the highest honor that any kid from a Boys and Girls Club could get. It's the highest honor in their club, so you go and you compete. Well, you really just make friends with like 25 other people, or 24, I don't know, 21, I don't know, 21. Anyways, so you do that, and it takes like 8 weeks. You prepare a speech, you do a bunch of other leadership exercises, and it's just shouting you out for 1, being a leader, 2, service in your community, and 3, actively speaking up. First year was a finalist, didn't get it, and I promised myself that when I do go back that I'll get it, and I did, but it took a long time because the first time I was like coming out, whatever, and I love a good speech because I framed mine. The first time I framed mine, if I could find it, I'll put it right there. The first time I framed mine in the stages of grief, like the 5 stages, and literally it was like, okay, I was iconic. And then the second time I was struggling because I didn't have a story that I thought I didn't have a story, let alone the voice to tell it. And I hated my voice at the time. I don't care about my voice now. But yeah, it took me a year. It was a year like practicing. And then the following year I did it. I was just humbled that I went into it with actual goals, manifested, and I ended up winning. That's where I got the 10K from. And then I went to state competition. I was the runner-up. This girl named Eva won. She is amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys. The friends I made at Boys and Girls Club through Youth of the Year,
that is amazing. Wow.
The advocacy program, Keystone Conference, amazing. I suggest, if you're young and you're listening to this,
the flavor.
8 people in total, by the way.
Oh my god, it's so real. Like
overall, not per episode. Anyways, yes, you guys should definitely go to Boys and Girls Club because it will make you stand out. I was quiet, and I promised myself that I wouldn't be quiet, and the Boys and Girls Club saw that in me, and they literally,
So anyways,
they did something about it. They gave me a platform, and now I have one. I created this podcast at their club. Humble brag. Moving on. So at this past Keystone Conference, I went to Chicago. It was the last one. It was very amazing. I thought I was in the state Chicago. I didn't know that Chicago wasn't a state. I literally thought. And then people were like, I knew the state that started with an I, and I was like, Indiana.
Call the police. We need to call the police.
Is that a state? I don't know.
Huh? What? Oh. Okay.
Illinois. Yes, whole time I was there, guess who didn't listen to in the beginning? And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel another version of me. I was in it. Oh. I didn't listen to that or Surf Jan Stevens. That's literally what I say. You guys, I do not look my best today. Anyways. So I didn't listen to them while I was in there, and I just like, why didn't I do that? And the whole time I was there, all I was singing was Chicago, Chicago. Come to find out, it's from Victorious. It's not even a real song, I don't think. I don't have a producer. I'm my producer. I'm the maker. I'm the editor, the chief salesman, marketer. One day I'll get there. One day This will be like just Trish. One day I will have a team. It's been very hard. I just had an interview with Dunkin' Donuts, and they just said they moved on with a different candidate. Even though my friend referred me to that job, I was like, love that. Yeah. So I've just been here in the house all day, and I'm here. It does get depressing, but there was a point in my life where I didn't cry. Like I couldn't cry. I was numb. So it's good that I've been crying, even though that sounds depressing. Like of course it is. It is good that I've been crying because it's just like, oh my gosh, he's human. Like, look at this guy, he's human. Let's applaud. Terrence, add applause.
This sounds crazy, but I know that was meant to happen to me. I like don't want to start crying, but like I feel like that was so meant to happen to me. Like
My goals, however, have a bunch of them. But I've realized that a title that I hold dearly to, like being the Youth of the Year for 2025-2026, is a title I can't hold on to forever. I can't go around college saying, oh, I was the Youth of the Year for Boys and Girls Club and runner-up for state.
I can't.
Even though, yes, period.
Get out.
No, I can't hold on. That can't be the biggest thing in my life. Love Boys and Girls Club down. That cannot be the biggest thing in my life. Because even though I love helping people, you know, I'm always going to be an advocate. But holding on to a title like being Youth of the Year is not something that I want to do. And in fact, it has caused me to be like more depressed because it makes me feel like I'm not a leader because of the things that I'm going through right now. And so that sucks because you're like, you know, all these people calling me leader and I'm just sitting here denying it instead of saying thank you. You know, you can come to me with anything and I will do my best. I've just been denying it and saying, you know, I'm lucky, this, that, and the third.
I think we should have that conversation.
And yes, there will be some casualties. Yes, there will. Okay.
So I've realized, you know, you can't cling to a title like that. But of course you can. Pro-choice. I'm pro-choice. But it does get to that point where that cannot be the biggest thing that I have in my life going on right now. And you got to move on. And you're not moving from it. You're just growing. You need to grow. And growing right now looks very different. You know, I think the only reason why I ever said I wanted to grow up, and I'm denying all these rumors. I don't think I said I wanted to be grown. I don't think that I said that. And once you turn 18, everybody's like, oh, you said you wanted to be grown since you're grown now.
This is exactly what I was afraid of.
And it's just like, yeah, no. I don't think I said that. And if I did, I said it because I wanted control over my life. Like,
if I knew that this was going to be the outcome, like I would have never done something like this, but you don't know when you're in the moment and like.
Right with you, brother. No, I wasn't. I didn't want to actually be an adult. And of course I am. And people keep referring. I don't think I'm a hot take, big of true. I don't think I'm an adult. When I turn 20, yes. Because teen is literally out of my name. Can't be 20 teen.
Miss Jackson.
Can't be 2018, you know. Anyways, this year started out pretty great. Everybody was saying, oh my gosh, you're having such a year. So just November, I won the year for the Metro Atlanta area for Boys and Girls Club, of course. Then the month before that, is that October? Yes. I found out that I was going to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl ticket right there. And I was excited to see SZA. And it was like, teen is going to the Super Bowl, you know. Connected with the guy on LinkedIn. Yes, they came and filmed me up as Girls Club. I was like, yeah. I said, how dare they? I think I saw like a tweet or something, or I don't know. I saw something. I was in my social media phase. I saw something and it was like, how dare they? Or a comment, and it was like, how dare they?
But he can't wait for the halftime show.
SZA and Kendrick Lamar. How dare they interrupt his performance with the football game? Oh my God.
I forgot. And then the year before that summer, I went to Washington, D.C. for Youth Advocacy Week or day or whatever. And it was like amazing. I was doing projects about, you know, I will play the video on this theater feature.
Terrence has been through a lot, and he just lets other kids know it's okay to be who you are. So this is just a small reward.
mental health problems and uncovering the mask that society gives you to cover up your pain and scars. Period. And I made 3 different posters. Obviously, I had a team. No shade to them. No shade to them. One of them being my sister. Yeah, I was the head of it. Here I am sounding narcissistic and egotistical, but I was the one who made that. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, I was very artsy. I made 3 different posters. That day, I set it up, and it was like in a compact area, however you say it. I don't know, you guys. And it was like really difficult to like. It was anxiety inducing, so it was kind of yes, it was ironic because I had anxiety while I was there, and I was advocating about that. But I met the CEO of Boys and Girls Club, and I met him again one time, and then again another time, and we're buds. We are buds. He doesn't follow me back on LinkedIn, but just wait until he sees this. He's probably one of my 8 collectives, hopefully. But yes, love my club down. Sad it had to close. Very like, gosh, that's depressing. Anyways, but you guys don't worry. I am getting better. I'm taking online classes this semester, trying to get a car with that refund check. Cha-ching. Add the sound, Terrence. Learning how to drive.
No, I'm saying
We drive by Charlie XCX. Anyways, yes, and I have some goals. You know, I'm trying to get through. I'm trying to get by. Don't need a man, you guys. You don't need somebody. You don't need a man. Learned that lesson. Oh, that's what happened in January. Anyways, moving on. Went to the Super Bowl. Humble brag. Anyways, what else happened? I was in the newspaper a couple times for something. Got over $1 million in scholarships. So that's why it's very ironic that I'm going through all this. But then at the same time, you can't look at somebody that's gotten $1 million in scholarships and think that they have money. They literally got $1 million in scholarships collectively, not all together. But yes, did that. Didn't get a full ride, but basically, if you think about it, if I continue to commute, Hope pays a bunch of my tuition. I don't know. I think they pay 100%. I think that's for everyone. I don't know. But anyways, yes, you guys, this was the return episode. This is the new season. I think I tried to do season 2, but the episodes were terrible. Then again, overall, my podcast has had 122 impressions and more than 8 listeners collectively. So let's get this show up. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to our chief editor, mixer, producer, maker, and
Okay. Cuckoo. Shillelagh Pompano.
Shillelagh Pompano.
I'm gonna